Hello everybody and welcome back to Odin's movie blog. I am the critic who is a cynic. Hope you're doing well, and today this is the last video and I know the marathon of videos that I've been making on this day, but this one should be coming out on Wednesday for you guys, and because this is going to be indeed the last day before the movie Captain Marvel officially comes out, I figured now would be the best time, more than any other day, to have the final pitch as to why I believe you should sit out of this movie, why you should stay home, why you should either see something else entirely or just skip it altogether. I've already made several videos on this channel. Many others have made several videos on this channel talking about the issues that we have with Captain Marvel. It's been made clear at this point that it has nothing to do with the fact that Captain Marvel is a female lead. That has nothing to do with anything that we have been saying. The biggest issue that we have is, of course, with Brie Larson, the source material, and so many other factors surrounding the film itself. So firstly, you are correct to say that, yeah, we haven't seen this movie yet. How can you judge a movie before it comes out? Now, if I could just point out to any person that says that, and ask them a simple question, oh, so you are saying that you have never judged a movie before it comes out? Are you saying that you never judge anything before it happens? I guarantee you that you're the same people. I guarantee you that you're the same people who, when Mr. Trump was elected president of the United States, said he's going to be a terrible president, even though he technically had never been president before. Okay, so if we're going to use that same logic, then wouldn't it also be logical for you to say, for you to not be able to say that, for you to not to have that opinion? Oh, well, that's different because we knew so many things. You know, we knew what kind of a person that he is, and so therefore we knew all these things beforehand. Oh, isn't that convenient? Isn't that exactly what we have here with this movie altogether? We don't know what the movie's going to be like. We have not seen the movie yet. We have no idea what it's going to be as a movie, other than what's been revealed to us by the trailers, other than what we've received from the source material, other than the spoilers that have already been revealed on this channel alone. Other than what the words of the director has said, the words of Brie Larson, the words of, again, a countless number of media shills who have gone out of their way above and beyond to defend this film. Not to mention that an entire website called RottenTomatoes.com changed the entire format of how they handle audience reviews, and have at this point still blocked audience reviews altogether. Not just the interested or not interested, but blocked audience reviews as well for new releases, all because they wanted to defend one movie. There was one movie that was getting them so much traffic recently. There was one movie that was causing all of this mass chaos of people saying, oh, Rotten Tomatoes needs to change its system, or oh, Rotten Tomatoes needs to do something. Well, guess what? They listened. They listened to their corporate overlords. They listened to probably some behind-the-scenes money. They listened to some behind-the-scenes pressure as well, and they changed their entire website for one film. If that does not enough, if that kind of public pressure, not even public pressure, if that kind of corporate pressure on a company, on a website, to change its entire format, to change its entire system, all because they wanted to save the face of one movie, does not make you think for a second that maybe, just maybe, there is something in that movie that they're trying to protect. Not just, oh, financially. Oh, not just, oh, we want to make sure that this does well, that this does well financially. This film could have easily done well financially had they decided to go in a very different direction. Had they decided not to embrace, engage, and also fully accept and fully take on the SJW identity politics narrative. They could have easily done that. This film could have been an easy billion-dollar film. No question in my mind. And the reason why is not because of the gender of the lead, which is what they would say, oh, well, obviously this is the reason why this film was so successful is because, you know, the female, the lead is the female. No. That would not have been the reason why this movie was successful. This movie is not going to be non-successful, potentially, because there's a female lead. Again, these things do not matter. Being a male or female or of a certain race does not really bear in mind, does not have any real impact when it comes to box office revenue. What does affect box office revenue is how a film is viewed before, during, and after its release. Notice how it's not just the release of the film, but also prior to and after. There is a lot that has happened prior to this movie being released. There has been so much being given by Brie Larson. Brie Larson going out of her way to say that I don't care what white men have to say about movies. She said that about A Wrinkle in Time. She also said that when it came to A Wrinkle in Time, that movie was not made for 40-year-old white men, which seems to indicate that, at least in her mind, mind, and this is definitely true when it comes to the identity politics crazies that exist in Hollywood, that there are indeed movies that are not made for everyone, that they're only made for a certain group of people, or at the very least, that if you have a problem with a particular film, that you have no business saying anything about it if you are not a part of a certain class, if you are not a part of a certain gender or racial group. This is the mindset that they have. This is the SJW mindset. They break people and turn people into these categories. As I've said constantly, they break you down to a single puzzle piece of your life and say, this is your identity, and if you don't believe that, then you are a self-hating person, and you should only ever hang out with people who fit the same thing that you do, and there is no room for any kind of logical, of any kind of philosophical difference. They're all for so-called diversity, except when it comes to diversity of thought. This is the reason why we're against this film. This is the reason why we have our issues with Brie Larson. It has nothing to do with the fact that she is a woman. It has everything to do with the fact that she is pushing for a sense of identity politics that has been a part of Hollywood and is still going to be a part of Hollywood until audience members start to stand up and say, no, enough is enough. We do not want this anymore. If you want to be a part of that, don't see this movie. If this movie flops, if this movie does not meet the expectations, if this movie, after all of the media articles trying to say, oh my God, it's going to break records and it's going to outpace all of these other MCU films, and it's all because of the fact this is the first ever MCU female lead character, and that means so much to so many people, and all of these lies and all of these spins that they've been doing. If you want to just shove that back into their face, there's only one thing that you need to do. Stay home. Don't see it. Go see something else. Pay for another ticket to a different movie. I would recommend Alita Battle Angel if you still really want to see this movie. But seriously, make a stand. Make a statement. Do something. Otherwise, this is the future. If we don't stand up now to this nonsense, this is going to be our future. Oh, well, he has a problem because the future is going to be the female future, of course. No. No, stop that. Earlier this week, I pointed out plenty of films that I myself am a huge fan of, that I own, that I paid to see in theaters, that I love, and will continue to defend and push and try and make everyone say, hey, no, there are great films out there. And guess what? It does not matter the race of the gender or the lead involved. But if you want that to be the future, if you want race and gender to be the determining factors of whether something is good or bad, if you want to be called a racist or a sexist only because you have a certain opinion of a certain film, you got to fight. You got to fight against this, because these are the people right here. And, if you wanted if you wanted a clear example, look no further than Den of Geek. And this is not just specific to Den of Geek. This is specific to the entire culture that created this project, created this movie, created the source material for this movie, and also will continue to be a part of the source material for this film, and that is this. Trump would totally hate her guts. Carol Danvers is a physically powerful woman who's stubborn as hell and a military hero to boot. Her books include queer characters like Ja Kai, aka Jackie, Tracy Burke, and Teddy Matthews. She's fiercely independent and stubborn as hell, never allowing a relationship to tie her down or even keep her on planet Earth. As the commander of Alpha Fleet, Earth's first line of protection against the rest of the universe, you could even say she's already leading a woman-dominated trans-species space force. So not only do you have the dig at Trump there, but you have literally this entire section right here. This is what is being pushed for. There is a group called the Carol Corps, who are hardcore feminazis, who were so supportive of this film, who pushed for this film to be made into, to push for this film to be brought into and made into the MCU. That is what we saw from this. This is what Carol Danvers is all about. This right here, this paragraph, is exactly what they want to push, is exactly the future that they want. Not about equality, not about equal representation, but rather about a woman-dominated trans-species space force, and they want that to be the norm, and they want that to be the dominating factor, because in their minds, the time of men is over, and now it is time for reparations for years and years of repression and oppression that apparently is still also happening to this day, even though facts do not back that up. This is the line in the sand. This is our moment. Some people might mock me. Some people might laugh at me for saying that. But seriously, this is a cultural moment here. And that is how I'm viewing this film. This is not just an MCU film. This is not just a, another generic, Disney release. This is a line in the sand. Where will you stand? Will you stand in the face of this nonsense right here? Will you stand in the face of feminazism? Or will you instead reject this, support true feminism, support true equality, support good movies regardless of their race or gender, good characters regardless of their race and gender? Will you be willing to reject this nonsense, or instead will you allow it to happen? Will you allow it to succeed? And will you allow this SJW mindset to continue to pervade our Hollywood culture? The choice is yours and yours alone. And I hope to see you on the right side. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me today. Coming tomorrow, starting tomorrow and Friday, we're going to start to get some actual hard numbers in for this movie, and I cannot wait to break them down. I cannot wait to see what is actually going to happen. And once again, I'm ready to be mocked for this video. I am ready for people to take clips and snippets out of this video and try and say, oh my gosh, this guy's just a white supremacist. He's wanting to hold people back. Everyone that knows me, who's watched my videos on the channel, knows that that's everything. That's everything that is not who I am. But now is the time to make a stand. I hope you all have a wonderful day, guys. Please like and share this video. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. It helps me out a great deal. You are all amazing and beautiful people. I cannot wait to see you guys when I get back. Have a wonderful day. And as always, God bless.